Have you ever wondered why you keep staying in a relationship that clearly ice and tea making you happy? It sounds counterintuitive, but a lot of people think staying stuck is a sign of love, when really it's just fear in disguise. And what if I told you that love could be stealing years of your life, your happiness, and even your sense of self? The truth is, you don't have to settle for emotional crumbs or convince yourself that being alone is worse than being with the wrong person. Today, you're going to discover surprising ways to understand your desires, listen to your inner voice, and make decisions that genuinely transform your love life. Get ready to see what no one ever told you about emotional freedom and how to leave bad relationships guilt-free. Chapter 1. The difference between being unhappy in a good relationship and being stuck in a bad one. It's funny how many people don't notice the difference between feeling unhappy in a good relationship and being trapped in a bad one. Seems subtle, but it's not. In a healthy relationship, there's respect, support, and partnership. Still, someone can feel a void, like something is missing, to really feel fulfilled. That doesn't mean the other person isn't worth it. It just means there might be internal or external issues that need to be addressed. A bad relationship is a whole different story. Here, on top of the emptiness, there's constant fighting, lack of respect, manipulation, and even abuse. The difference is that, in the first case, there's room for dialogue and adjustments. In the second, the relationship itself becomes an emotional prison. Think about someone who works at a great company with amazing colleagues, but still feels unfulfilled because they dream of doing something else. They can't say the company's bad, but they realize it doesn't fully fit them. Now, compare that to someone working in a toxic environment full of humiliation and disrespect. The difference is huge. And this is where people often confuse the two situations, getting stuck in dilemmas that only make things worse. Chapter 2. How to open up a dialogue with your partner to adjust the relationship together. Many people think that talking about dissatisfaction in a relationship automatically leads to fights, but it doesn't have to. There's a difference between blaming and sharing. When someone says, "You never do this," or "You always make me feel bad," defenses go up immediately. But if the conversation starts with, "Our relationship is good, but there's something bothering me. I'd love your help to understand it," the impact is completely different. The key is asking for help, not pointing fingers. A practical example is a couple feeling their routine has grown stale. Instead of blaming, one partner can suggest, "I've noticed we hardly spend time together. How about we pick one day a week just for us? No phones, no distractions." Small changes like this can transform the dynamic because they're proposals for building together, not demands. It's like adjusting a boat's rudder. You don't need to rebuild the whole ship, just steer it right. Remember, asking for help isn't weakness, it's maturity. Often, the partner notices the same issue, but doesn't know how to bring it up. Opening up allows answers to be built together. This exchange strengthens the relationship in ways only those who've experienced it understand. After all, it's not about winning a discussion. It's about overcoming the problem together. And noticing this difference starts revealing something much bigger. Chapter 3. When personal unhappiness isn't directly related to your partner. Unhappiness doesn't always come from the relationship. Sometimes someone projects external stress onto their partner. It's like coming home after a brutal day at work and taking it out on the first person you see. The relationship, which should be a refuge, seems like the problem when it's just the stage where other pain plays out. Confusing the two is easy if you don't take a careful look inside yourself. Think of someone dealing with work pressure, feeling undervalued, or overwhelmed by family expectations. These factors drain energy and self-esteem, creating the illusion that nothing makes sense. The partner, not understanding, becomes the target of criticism or silent treatment. And that's how a vicious cycle starts. The more unhappy someone is with themselves, the more flaws they see in others, and the relationship carries blame that isn't really its fault. In these cases, introspection is crucial. Therapy, self-care routines, or even simple activities like walking outdoors or returning to a forgotten hobby can reveal a lot. Imagine someone rediscovering painting, reading transformative books like The Power of Now, or meditating. Suddenly, life feels colorful again. The relationship that seemed heavy starts feeling lighter. But without this internal work, the person keeps thinking the partner is the problem, missing the real source of the weight. Chapter 4. The trap of staying in truly unhappy relationships. There is a huge difference between normal relationship, struggles, and being stuck in a relationship with no respect and lots of manipulation. It's like living in a house that looks beautiful outside, but has hidden cracks. Eventually it all falls apart. The trap is that people often justify the unjustifiable, convincing themselves that every relationship has problems, while ignoring clear signs that what they're in isn't love, it's a prison. When there's manipulation, control, or psychological abuse, the relationship stops being a space for growth and becomes a minefield. One partner belittles, humiliates, or makes the other feel incapable of living independently. It's a cruel form of entrapment because it kills self-esteem and creates emotional dependence. Anyone who's lived through it knows how hard it is to admit. It's not just fear of losing the other, it's fear of losing yourself. A real-life example. Someone staying years with a partner who yells, belittles, or controls every step but justifies it with, "They're like that because they love me." Normalizing disrespect is a slow poison. The longer it continues, the harder it seems to leave. The more you get used to it, the less able you are to hear that inner voice screaming for freedom. Chapter 5. Listening to your inner voice and subconscious signals. Inside everyone, there's a subtle voice, a whisper, warning when something's wrong. It's that uncomfortable feeling that pops up without explanation. Tightness in your chest, recurring thoughts, a gut instinct that won't shut up. Many ignore it because the heart wants to believe what's no longer true, or the mind makes excuses to maintain the illusion. But the subconscious doesn't lie. It repeats signals until you pay attention. This is like an internal alarm system. If you've ever found yourself repeating the same complaint over and over, that's proof your mind is trying to send a message. Ignoring it is like turning off a smoke detector, because you don't like the noise while the fire spreads. Life leaves clues, repeated arguments, constant discomfort, physical symptoms, but you need courage to interpret them. Practical example: someone constantly thinking, "I don't deserve this," yet staying in the same cycle. That repetition is the subconscious knocking at the door, asking for attention. Listening doesn't mean leaving immediately. It means seriously questioning, what is this discomfort trying to show me? Because deep down, the mind knows far more than the heart is willing to admit. Chapter 6. Fear of the future. As a prison, fear of the future is one of the biggest invisible prisons someone can carry. It paralyzes, creates ghosts, makes you believe tomorrow will be unbearable without that relationship, and when today is already a minefield, it's like holding a thorny rope. Every second hurts, but letting go feels even scarier. The paradox is cruel. The pain of now seems manageable compared to the terror of the unknown. Society reinforces this fear with expectations. When are you getting married? It's about time to have kids. Nobody wants to be alone after 40. External pressure becomes internal, feeding insecurity. Many convince themselves it's better to endure an unhappy relationship than face criticism. But the real cost is your own soul, slowly fading away with every day you stay. A clear example is parents staying together for the kids. Their fear of the future traps the whole family in a fake theater. Kids sense it, absorb it, and learn that love equals sacrifice and silence. And this raises a big question. Is fear of the future stealing the present from everyone? Chapter 7. Complacency and comfort as emotional traps. Complacency is silent, sneaky, and often goes unnoticed until it's fully routine. People get used to apparent stability, even when love and connection are gone. It's like living in a safe but lifeless house. Everything seems organized, but there's no warmth, laughter, or real exchange. Complacency is natural, but the problem arises when it costs your own happiness and identity. Often, those who settle don't realize they're trading real emotional experiences for crumbs. A dinner together, a shallow conversation, or comfortable silence can't replace respect, passion, and intimacy. The relationship becomes a neutral space without growth or pleasure. It's an illusion of safety, convincing someone the problem is bearable, when in fact, they're slowly fading. Everyday examples are everywhere. Someone staying together just for routine, kids, or fear of starting over, or ignoring personal desires, interests, and hobbies just to keep the peace. This complacency creates a silent emotional prison, and only when a person truly questions what they want do they realize how much they've been sacrificing. Chapter 8. Self-love and clarity about what you want. Loving yourself is the starting point for any healthy relationship. Without self-respect, it's hard to set boundaries or demand fair treatment. It's like building a house on sand. Good intentions aren't enough. The foundation won't hold. Clarity about your desires and needs is a daily exercise, requiring introspection about fears, dreams, and values. Many accept crumbs when self-love is missing, settling for partial attention or conditional affection. Practical steps include rediscovering hobbies, focusing on mental health, reading transformative books like The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or meditating. These actions strengthen self-esteem and give courage for change. Clarity also means distinguishing what aligns with you from what's non-negotiable. It's like mapping out a journey. You know which paths to take and which to avoid. Once you see it clearly, the next step becomes naturally either improving the current relationship or realizing it's time to move on. And that realization opens a whole new perspective on life. Chapter 9. Ending a relationship is not failure. It's learning and a chance to start over. Ending a relationship isn't always defeat. And self-love. Recognizing something isn't working and deciding to change your life's course. It's like finishing a chapter of a book that served its purpose. Every experience, conflict, and happy moment prepared you for the next story. Leaving consciously carries lessons. It's recognizing patterns, understanding your desires, differentiating real needs from illusions, all become tools for future choices. It's like training before a marathon. Each step, even tiring, strengthens body and mind for the next race. Also, leaving doesn't mean the other person wasn't worth it. There might have been harmony and learning, but paths shifted. Leaving isn't punishment or rejection. It's aligning life, feelings, and purpose. And when this happens, you discover space for new experiences, new loves, and most importantly, rediscovering yourself. Conclusion: it's time to turn all this knowledge into action. Ask yourself, am I settling? Am I ignoring my inner voice? Every step toward clarity about what you truly want is a step to free your emotional life. Don't let fear, comfort, or pressure decide your future. You deserve joy, respect, and growth in relationships. Now reflect. What changes can you make today to stop losing yourself in relationships that don't serve you? Small daily actions and honest conversations, setting boundaries. Prioritizing your needs are bricks, building a healthy, fulfilling life. And if you want to keep learning and growing, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here you'll find content that challenges beliefs and shows practical ways to improve your love life. Don't wait, start today and see the difference clarity and self-care can make.